What's going on, guys and girls? We're here playing some more Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to complete all the mission tasks for mission 47, which is the total stealth version of the war economy. So for this mission there are 8 mission tasks you need to complete. They're all the same as the previous version of this mission, so I highly recommend completing that one before you complete this one. And this is the gear that I'm taking in, so I'm going to be using my tranquilizer pistol, then also the C4 to take out the helicopter, and then I also use a few sleep grenades just to take out some of the guards all around the place. So there's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing this at night because doing total stealth missions at night helps you a lot, mainly because of the reason the sight distance for the enemies is a lot smaller. So it does make it harder for you to see things because it's nighttime, but when you got D-Dog with you, it's very easy just to spot enemies, know exactly where they are and all that sort of stuff. So I know it's taken me a long time to get this video up. It's just been so hectic for me with exams and assignments and all that sort of stuff. But I'm complete, I'm finished, I don't have any more exams for the rest of the year. So here we go, here's the video. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly where all the conversation is going to take place, if you don't know this already. So the first one is going to take place inside the building right there. Second one is right there in the hangar, and then the third conversation happens in the other hangar. So they just drive down that route that I just showed you, and then they head back towards that building, and they basically have the conversation in the same place as the first conversation. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be dropping in and hopefully not grabbing that gun for too long, and then we're just going to run into the airport area. So this is the one that happens within the airport. So we just want to get there as quickly as possible. It does take a while for the people to arrive. So one of the guys you have to extract is already there. He's kind of like the commander of this sort of area. And the other guy is the arms dealer who arrives in the helicopter that you then have to destroy later on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to enter into this place right over here. So there's just a gate right here, and we can just get in through this one. You just have to unlock it. And instead of patting D-Dog, we need to unlock it. And once we've unlocked this, we can just walk through, and we do have to wait for some guards around here. So a few soldiers that are just patrolling around this area, so you have to watch out for. There's also a camera up on the corner of that building, so you just want to watch out for that, just to make sure you don't get spotted by it. I'm not sure how far away the camera range is. I don't think it's very long, but they can spot you, and so you have to be very aware of them as well. So this guard right here in front of us is just going to hop into the vehicle. I decided to put on the cardboard box because I basically never use it very much, so I just decided to put it on for a bit. So because why the hell not? I just want to do it. And then we're just going to sneak along here, and we are going to have to take out a couple of these guards. So the first guard we're going to take out is the one that was almost run over by the guy in the Jeep. So we're just going to sneak around there, but we're going to wait for the guard who's just below the camera to get inside the building and get out of sight, so that we don't have to worry about him spotting us taking out the other guard. So just over here we're just sneaking around. I don't think you have to be as sneaky as I was just then. You just have to just wait for this guy to get inside the building. Now you just have to make sure that when he gets to the top of these stairs, he does actually turn and just have a quick look around to the outside. So you just want to make sure that he doesn't spot you when he does that, and then he just goes inside the building. And what we can do now is we can go and sneak up behind this guy. So we're just going to do that as stealthily as we can inside the cardboard box. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to turn the cardboard box off, and then just CQC him so that we can get rid of him. And once we've got rid of him, then we can just head over to where we're going to listen to the first conversation. We do run into the problem where the other soldier who's inside the building, who comes out on the other side of the building, doesn't end up spotting us, so we have to get rid of him. So the first things first, CQC this guy. He is in a full riot suit, so you can't just tranquilize him or anything like that. You can throw a sleep grenade at him, but sleep grenades can be unreliable, especially if they do notice that you've thrown one at them. They can actually just get out of the way. So for this guy, I think he's also in a riot suit, so we're just going to have to be very careful about him. He does end up spotting us, so he is curious about what he's seen. He hasn't actually detected us fully, so he's going to come and investigate. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a sleep grenade at this guy, because we can't CQC him because he already knows where we are. So we're just going to throw one out towards him, and the first one kind of missed, but the second one will definitely get him, and as you can see, he's fallen asleep. So now the helicopter has arrived, the arms dealer has hopped off the helicopter, so we're just going to spot him. So that is one of the mission tasks, to identify the arms dealer. So that is one mission task complete. And we're now going to remove this guy from the equation because we don't want him waking up and alerting people, and we don't want him waking up and then sneaking up behind us and spotting us. So we just want to make sure that he is out of the equation completely. And then we're just going to get back to the spot where we're going to listen to the first conversation. So this is where we're going to actually listen to the first two conversations. So it's kind of going to be a little bit boring, just this first section. So what we're going to do is we're just going to spend a little bit of time spotting a few people. And then what we're going to do is we are just going to show you exactly where I am. So this is the location of me, where I am stationed at the moment. So I'm just on the other side of the airstrip in the long grass right here. And this is where the conversation is going to take place. So the guy with the yellow circle on his head, so that's the guy we've already identified as the arms dealer. The other person in the room is the CFA official. So we want to just listen to their conversation. This is going to be the very first conversation. And because this game's conversations, they're a little bit buggy, sometimes they don't actually happen, so you do have to watch out for that. And if they just don't happen, then you just have to restart the mission. So here's the first conversation, and I'm going to let you listen to it whenever it happens, because as you can see, they just stand there for a little bit sometimes.
Een bezoek van die president. Dis 'n voorreg, meneer. Ons skuld al ons sukses in Sentraal-Afrika aan die SANR. Die Mvinde Olieveld-voorval was regtig 'n skande.
Skande is korrek. Nou het 'n klomp huursoldaat-honde van ons te hore gekom. Spooke van 'n dooie era.
Meneer, ek het gehoor dat 'n man by die Olieveld die Big Boss was. Die legendariese huursoldaat. Iemand het my vertel dat ons teen iemand soos hy te staan sal kom. Ons kontrak het slegs gespesifiseer dat ons die fasiliteit moet beskerm teen plaaslike bevolking en militante faksies. Beskerming teen PF's gerigsteen met moderne tegnologie is 'n heel ander affære.
Ek het genoeg hoor. Vereers het ons 'n inspeksie om af te haal. Wys my die plek.
Begryp. Kom ons begin by die suidelike einde. Stap die kant toe.
That guy talking with the arms dealer.
So there we go, that was the first conversation, and as long as you are getting the subtitles, that should definitely count as getting the conversation. So if you're not getting the subtitles, then what will happen is it will say, basically the game will not recognize you as listening to the conversation, even though you might be able to hear what they're saying. As long as you're not getting the subtitles, then it doesn't count as you hearing the conversation. So because we just have to wait for them to get to the hangar, I just decided to go through this. This is some of the rewards I get from doing a few things, and I didn't realize that until like really late in the game, so this is like almost the last mission that I have to complete, that there is an accept all button. So you press square and it accepts all of those rewards. I didn't know about that. I was just like X there, and I was like, man, there must be an easier way at some point, and there is an easier way. So that's just a little thing that I noticed that you might not notice. Hopefully you have noticed that a bit earlier on. And as you can see, we just have to wait for them to get to the hangar. It is a very slow process. That is why this mission takes so long, is because these conversations take so long to happen. You just have to wait for them to walk from here to there and then another place. They do end up taking the vehicle for between the second and third conversation, so that makes the second and third conversation a lot quicker between the two. But as you can see, this one just takes forever, especially if you don't have to move. Like I've found this spot where you can just listen to it from a distance. Some people have found that sometimes it doesn't quite work if they're not close enough. I've never run into that problem. I've always ever just sat in this spot and then just used my binoculars to zoom in and listen to the conversations. So like I said before, as long as you're getting the subtitles, you should end up getting this conversation. And it should count as getting the conversations. The problem with these conversations in these games, sometimes they're just buggy and they just don't happen. Like they'll just stand there looking at each other and then they'll walk off as if they've had the conversation, but they actually haven't. So you just have to watch out for that, because sometimes that does happen in this game. And then sometimes conversations just don't happen at all, and then the game just does something completely random. So you just have to watch out, because this game's conversations are just really, really buggy. So this is where the second conversation is going to take place. As you can see, they're just going to stand there for a little bit before they actually take in the conversation. And then here we go.
Suidelike einde. Die dak het al beter daar gesien, maar ons gaan dit regmaak in 'n japtrap.
Baie ruimte. Dis goed. Dis die noordelike hangar, so groot soos die een.
Ja, hulle is dieselfde op ver. Dis 'n bietjie ver om te loop. Kom ons vat die kaart.
Beslis.
Dis net daar.
So that conversation right there is the shortest conversation that they have. So that was just there. So we're just going to remove that marker and just show you exactly where that is. Maybe we won't remove the marker. I don't know what I actually was doing when I played this. And then we're just going to go to the next location. So they're just going to hop in the vehicle and they're going to drive down the airstrip all the way to the other hangar. So you just have to get over there so you can listen to it. And it's just a good spot to be for moving on to the next conversation and the next objectives in this mission. There are also snipers on that roof. You have to watch out so that they don't spot you, and you also have to watch out to make sure that the guys in the vehicle, so the two people having the conversations, the arms dealer and the CFA official, don't spot you. So I don't like being in this little spotlight area, so what I'm doing is once the sniper stops seeing me, I'm just going to move into the shadows just so that I make sure that I'm not going to be spotted. I don't know if they would spot me or not. But I really just didn't like being in that spotlight when they were driving past, so that's why I just moved into the shadowy area, and we're just going to keep going on and hopefully not get spotted by the snipers or anything like that. If you just put your gun on, and then if you're in prone, you can actually just roll, which is very, very useful at moving on the ground very quickly and without people spotting you very much. So the snipers, when you are so far away from the snipers, they will just be on alert when they kind of see you first. As you can see, it gets to that white sort of line. And it's just like, this guy's kind of looking at you, you got to watch out, but he will not actually spot you unless you do something silly, like keep moving or stand up or something like that. So that's the two guys over there. We are now going to get into a position where we can listen to them. I'm also still kind of cautious about the snipers. I don't think they can spot you from this distance, so that's why I'm running. But I am just a little bit cautious about it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run all the way over here. There are a couple of walkers, so you have to watch out for them. And I do end up kind of getting spotted by one, but I just throw a sleep grenade out underneath it, and it just takes him out before he ends up truly spotting me and detecting me. So as you can see, I just got too close to this guy. He is now on alert, so I'm just going to throw this sleep grenade out before he spots me. And they're just going to put him to sleep so he doesn't spot me, and then I'm just going to get rid of him. And we are just waiting for these guys to have their conversation. This conversation for me is the most buggy for whenever I did it. As you can see, they are starting to walk away, but they have not had the conversation yet. They will eventually turn around and come back and have their conversation, but they just have this random walk bit where they just walk off and then they just come back. And I don't know what causes it and what causes them to come back. I don't know how this all happens. It just does, and so we're just gonna have to wait for them to return. So what we're doing is we're just moving over here, and as you can see, they're just walking off. They should have had their conversation and then hopped in the vehicle and keep driving, but instead they're just having a random stroll. I don't know why. It's just the conversations in this game just can be like this. So eventually they do turn around and come back. So we just wait for them to do that. I'm just kind of looking around, just make sure that I don't get spotted by anyone. There's the helicopter over there. And as you can see, they're just coming back. They start jogging back once they realize that they need to have their conversation. I don't know. And when they get into position, they'll just start talking. So the arms dealer will be on that side of the hangar, and this guy will be on this side of the hangar. And here is the third conversation whenever it happens.
Dieselfde grootte. Dit sal fyn wees. Ons het al die ruimte hier wat ons nodig het.
Waarvoor het meneer sulke groot hangers nodig? Is dit nie hoogtyd dat ek weet nie?
Sekerlik, kom nie. Jy en jou manne sal 'n deurslaggewende rol speel vir die volgende fase. Ons gaan die lughawe gebruik as afsetpunt vir die verkoop van nukes.
Verkoop van nukes? Jy's
Dis wat ons doen. Natuurlik is die verspreiding van kernwapens 'n kopsie, maar wat as jy 'n atoombom op enige plek kan bou sonder spesialisfasiliteite, sonder hoëgraad uraan? Dis die nuwe sakemodel. Dink net aan die markandeel wat ons kan betrek.
meneer is nie ernstig nie.
Ek is altyd ernstig. Jou verkoopsroetes gaan onvervangbaar wees. En om te dink, as jy nie 'n nukes het, sal die MPLA ook wil kry. Betaling sal uiteindelik groter mynregte wees en dies meer. Maar sedert die oliebaronne Amerika se spoorwegstelsels verlam het, sal daar altyd 'n mark vir olie wees. Benite se diamante sal nogal 'n lekker payday wees. 'n Meisie se beste vriend natuurlik, hè. Dis PA vir jou. Elke sakker se skrouende girlfriend is deel van ons bemarkingspan. En die Afrikaner mors net al die geld, koop wapens om mekaar uit te moer, die regte wêreld. Dag snaaks, nee my broer.
vertel dit vir wie ook al my vervang. Ons is oorlogmakers. Ek erken dit. Ons maak 'n lewe met bloedgeld. Sonder oorlog is my manne werkloos. Dis ons enigste uitweg, want alle ander industrie is uit die streek verdryf deur koloniale magte wat munt slaan. Dis omtrent al wat ek kan hanteer.
Toe gat jakkals.
Het jy genoeg gesien? Sodra die ondersoek verby is, moet jy my kassasse toevat soos ons saam gestem het.
So jy wil die kans verspeel op die grootste besigheidskans wat ooit jou kant toe gekom het. Dis fyn met my. Iemand sal wel jou plek oorneem. Maak nie saak wat ek of jy doen nie. Die getuie van die ekonomie sal sy gang gaan. Nie terwyl die groot moonthede stry oor al die rykdom.
Die beheertoring is die kant toe.
They feed off the conflict.
So there we go, that is the third conversation that they have had. As you might have noticed, this is very similar to the way that I did it the first time, so I'm just kind of doing the same sort of thing, except for right at the end I'm just going to change a few things so that I end up completing this without being spotted completely. And as you can see, they're just hopping back into the vehicle and they're going to drive back to the main building. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the hangar and extract the containers. So you do need to extract all 3 containers for the mission task. If the containers are not there, or if only 1 or 2 of them are there, that means that you've extracted the containers earlier on in either another mission or in free roam. So what you need to do is you need to wait for them to respawn. It does take a few hours of playtime before they actually before they actually respawn. I do believe if you go back and forth between Mother Base a few times, it does speed up the process. So you just, if you want to give that a try, you can. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to extract these 3. So you do need to extract all 3 of them. So there's 1. And there's 2, and then once you've extracted the last one, you will get the mission task. So I'm just going to hop down from that and extract it, and there you go. See, you can see mission task complete, 5 out of 9. So we've just got a few more left to do. So now we have to listen to the last conversation. There is a walker gear in the way, so we have to get rid of him, and there is also a security camera that we're going to get rid of. You can probably sneak past these. I am just going to get rid of them because once you get rid of them, you don't have to worry about them, and you can actually listen to the conversation in a very easy spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a sleep grenade over there, and once we've thrown that, we are also going to have to take out the security camera. I am being a bit silly by not taking it out quickly because it does kind of go on alert, but then I take it out before it goes on full alert. They are going to know the security camera's down, so someone else is going to actually come and check it out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of these guys. So you're going to get rid of the guy and the walker gear so that there is no evidence of what we have just done. But one guy is going to notice what we've done, and we're going to get rid of him before he can actually call in reinforcements. So what we're going to do is we're waiting for him to come down here. So he is just being put on alert, and once we get him in sight, we can just get rid of him with a headshot, and there we go. We do not have to worry about him ever again. The other guys are actually going to go and have their conversation very soon, so we are just going to get rid of this guy first. I believe we are, maybe not. I just can't remember what I did. So here we go. The conversation is going to happen very, very soon. So I'm just going to stand here and have the conversation with the mic, the binoculars, and as you can see, I'm getting the subtitles, but even though I can't actually hear the conversation very well, you can slightly hear it if you're listening really hard, or if you just turn your headphones all the way up, but I'm talking over it so you wouldn't actually hear it. But as you can see, the subtitles are showing up, so that means it's actually counting as me listening to the conversation, even though I technically can't really hear it. So once I've had the conversation, I will get the mission task complete for listening to all of the conversations that will show up. And so we're just going to wait for that. I'm just going to talk over it because you can't actually hear it anyway. So there's no point in me stopping, although I don't really have much else to say once they're talking about this. They're both going to end up heading towards the helicopter after that conversation, so you will have to get there pretty quickly so that you can get them before they hop on the helicopter. So we're just waiting for that to happen. So there you go. That is all four conversations, complete. And there is a guy just up here, so we're just going to get rid of him. Get him in the helmet so he does actually turn and look at us, so we get a better shot at his face. And there is one more guy right here who is the sniper on the top of the roof, so we're just going to get him. He's got no helmet on, so you can just headshot him pretty easy as long as you line it up properly. And then we just have to get over to here before they do, and we are going to tranquilize them. We're also going to get rid of the sniper over here, so he's got no helmet on either, so it's very easy to get rid of him. And then I am going to try and do this to kind of distract them, because I kind of wanted to get rid of the helicopter before they came up here, because I didn't want them in any danger of me destroying the helicopter and them being up here. So what I decided to do instead is to tranquilize them right here. So just wait for the arms dealer to come up so I can get him first, and then I will get the CFA official while he's kind of going, what's going on? And I do miss a few times, so you just really want to make sure that you get him before he goes on alert and radios in to other people. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to extract him right there. So that is extracting the CFA official. That mission task complete. That is extracting the arms dealer. That is that mission task complete. And now we have to blow up the helicopter so that we can get the blueprint. So we're just going to plant a bunch of bits of C4 down here. I don't know how many C4 it actually takes. I just know that on like some of the extreme missions it takes you more than just one. And then I'm going to get rid of this guy. The only reason I'm getting rid of this guy is so that I can get the S rank. The only way I'm going to be able to get the S rank after spending so long in this mission is by doing it with a perfect stealth and like no kills and sort of that. So I am going to blow up the helicopter. Unfortunately, that is going to hurt D-Dog, so he is going to be extracted out of the mission area. But that is okay, really, because we can get the blueprint. So we're just going to get the blueprint right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here. So all that we have to do is leave the mission area. So we're just going to get rid of this guy so he doesn't spot us. And we're just going to drop down, make sure there's no one else on this side of the building, and get out of here. There are a couple of containers that you can use to ride out of here if you wanted to. I decided to go over to here and go through this gate right here. So you just unlock this gate, and then you can head out through over here. So if you just look onto the left hand side of me, right when I was right there, you'd actually see that there are some containers that you can actually just hop on top of it and extract yourself out using that. And then I'm just going to show you, as you can see, I've completed all the mission tasks, and now I'm just going to run out of the hot zone. So the hot zone ends just a little bit further out here. So taking the containers would actually be a lot quicker, but it was just in the heat of the moment. I knew that I could get out of the hot zone like this, and I couldn't remember exactly where the containers were. So I just decided to run this way, and once we get out of there, we will have the mission complete. So there we go. We're out of the hot zone exfiltrated, and now we will be able to get the score screen and show you exactly how many points I got. I only just achieved S rank, so I get like 134,000, I think it was. So there we go, 134,000 points. So I only just achieved S rank, and that is by doing it with a perfect stealth, no kills, no combat reflexes, and all that sort of stuff. So that is all I'm going to do for this video. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have now got all the mission tasks for this mission. And now it's time for me to say see you guys and girls, and hopefully see you in the next episode.